me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Hello, everybody. Greetings. I want to welcome you to Open Mic America. Thanks for tuning in on our first show in October this year. I'm your MC, Rich Fassler, and I'm joined tonight by Robert Edgar as our interviewing host, with Daphne Ramil as our show engineer. Our mission on Open Mic America is to support America's local area open mics, and it's our pleasure to present the more accomplished singer-songwriters who play at those events. Without gimmicks, frills, special effects pedals, this is the beating heart of American music. That tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. Tonight, we have songwriter performers from the West, the East, the South, and Central U.S. So let's introduce tonight's performers. Starting off on the list tonight, we have Brian Ayer from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, Andy Karn from Mountain View, California, M. Joy from Alameda, California, Tom Cooney, Pennsburg, Pennsylvania, Matthew Chambers, Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, Jerome Rubin from Forest Knolls, California, John Stano from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Cowboy Rex from Phoenix, Arizona. You can find links to their work on our website and on this YouTube video. Our first guest tonight is Brian Ayer. He's a modern fingerstyle guitar player and composer from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. This guy knows more different tunings for the guitar than anyone I know. He can be found at Galluccio's in Wilmington, Delaware, Stoney's English Pub in Wilmington, Delaware, Swarthmore Fun Fest, Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, and other places as well. So, without any further ado, Bryant, you're on the air.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to start off with a song called Every Living Thing.
Love that
That
little
was
part
awesome.
at the end.
Okay, well,
Smooth.
so the second song is both of these songs are in the same tuning. You mentioned the tuning. This is in B A D, F sharp A D, and so the next song, same tuning, both from the record 10-Piece Puzzle, which is available on my website. It's on all the streaming services as singles, but both of these songs have been released. So anyway, the second song here is a song called "Very Strong Signal."
Wow. Wow. That's great.
Yes.
Ryan, that was great. All right, I am going to now.
Excellent.
I'm going to now
Great
pass you
stuff.
on to Robert, who is going to interview you, so we can find out a little bit more about you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Brian. That was lovely. Your technique is wonderful. I see you using a thumb pick, and you've got a beautiful balance among the melody and the bass and the harmony as you go through it, and maintain that with a percussive right hand also that comes in, and that's great. How long have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing most of my life. I started off back in the day in bands, and I was really an electric lead player. And then about, I'd say 10, 12 years ago, I was working with a guy who I had heard was a guitar player, was new in the group that I was in, work group. And I said, well, what kind of stuff do you play? And he said, fingerstyle. And to be honest, up until that point, I had never even heard the term before. And I said, fingerstyle? I said, you mean like finger picking? And he's like, he just laughed and he said, kind of. And then, you know, he and I worked together for a while, and I asked him about different performers and stuff. And then I just, you know, the thing that I thought was so great about it is that as a solo player, if you're like a lead guitar player and it's just you, there's really not that much to do, you know, and you get bored quickly, and, you know, but this, you're doing the whole thing. Now, it took me a long time to sort of build up the technique to do it, but it's been quite a nice journey.
Well, you know, it takes a long time if you do it right. And you've done a wonderful job. Yeah, one of the questions, so you had someone local that introduced you to it. What other musicians do you hear maybe in recordings that you pick up stuff
That
from?
like other fingerstyle guitar players I really like.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, I really like Andy McKee, Don Ross, Trevor Gordon Hall, Antoine Dufour, Colin Graham, Tommy Emmanuel, of course.
Uh-huh.
And I actually go to a thing that Andy McKee, who was one of the top fingerstyle guitar players in the world, of course. He has a musicarium out in California, and so I've been to that, I guess, 4 times now, and that's a great community.
Where is he? In what part of California?
Well, he's from Wichita, Kansas, but he has the musicarium out. He had it a couple of years in Petaluma, then he had it in Santa Rosa, and then this past year it was in Cambria, which that was really nice. They were all really good. I think this last one was probably the best one.
Especially after a COVID shutdown shut in.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
nice to get together with actual humans and play together. Okay. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot on that. That was lovely. I look forward to hearing you again.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's nice stuff. Yeah, come back.
Yeah, and thank you so much for the invitation to come. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think Brian, you could have anything in Cambria, California, it would be nice. What a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Okay, our next performer is Andy Karn. He's from California, Mountain View, California. Andy is an award-winning San Francisco Bay Area songwriter. You can catch him at Bogies in San Jose, the Art Boutique, and the Caravan in San Jose. I've been at the Caravan. I hope it's gotten better over the year, nicer over the year, right by the bus station, I think. And most recently, though, he played at the Palo Alto Arts and Wine Festival, which is a very nice gig. So, Andy, take it away.
Actually, the Caravan is better. They moved the PAs out in front of the musicians.
Good to know.
So I think we all know how important that is. All right, so okay, so let's see. The first song I'm going to play tonight is called "Eaten by Crows." Early in the morning, upon my word, I heard the chirping of a little bitty bird, Goodness knows all the little birds been eaten by crows, crows flying around, shiny and black, Lexus, BMW, Cadillac. What their hurry is, no one knows. Whole damn country been eaten by crows. Well, Crows in the dark watching their box. They got their own channel. It sounds like squawks. Light don't penetrate, goodness knows. Even the truth been eaten by crows. Crows flying around, shiny and black. Lexus, BMW, Cadillac. What their hurry is, nobody knows. Whole damn country been eaten by crows. Well, every couple years somebody goes. Gotta take the fields away from them crows. Gotta plant something, goodness knows. Even the seed corn been eaten by crows. Crows flying around, shiny and black. Lexus, BMW, Cadillac. What their hurry is, nobody knows. Whole damn country been eaten by crows. Well, if you pick up something shiny, wherever you go, look in the mirror, you just might be a crow. How did that happen? Goodness knows. You never set out to be one of them crows. Crows flying around, shiny and black. Lexus, BMW, Cadillac. What their hurry is, nobody knows. Whole damn country been eaten by crows. Well, if you ain't been eaten yet, be like that bird. Sing your song in a second and third. Join the other birds. Goodness knows, birds that flock together can't be eaten by crows. Crows flying around, shiny and black. Lexus, BMW, Cadillac. Oh, what their hurry is, nobody knows. Whole damn country been eaten by crows. Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
Crow. Cool song.
Thank you. All right, so let's do another one. This one is called "The Streets of San Francisco." Come and sit beside me if you got some hooch or toad. The fog is blowing in from the Pacific. This basement stinks like a million drinks and a century of cigar smoke. But it's not out on the streets of San Francisco. Back 40 years I came out here to Berkeley and the college. My future was as shiny as a disco. The state of California paid to fill my head with knowledge. But I wound up on the streets of San Francisco. And roll to Sacramento, roll to San Joaquin. Run it from Hitch down to Crystal. Run me around the city, boys. Roll my bed up clean, for I'm sleeping on the streets of San Francisco. For many years I was an engineer all around San Jose. Married a sweet woman from the Richmond. Our dreams were crushed in the big tech bust, and my wife, she passed away. Now I sleep out on the streets of San Francisco. and roll to Sacramento, roll to San Joaquin, run it from Hitchy down to Crystal, run me around the city, boys, and roll my bed up clean, for I'm sleeping on the streets of San Francisco. They say that not too long from now, big rain's gonna come, clean the sidewalks off in every district. But until that day they wash away all this godforsaken scum, I will wait to die on the streets of San Francisco. So roll to Sacramento, roll to San Joaquin, run it from Hitchy down to Crystal, run me around the city, boys, and roll my bed up clean, for I'm sleeping on the streets of San Francisco.
Great song. Great lyrics. Fantastic lyrics.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. We're going to pass you on to Robert now for a little interview.
Hi, Andy.
Hi.
I'm all the way over in Sunnyvale. So,
Oh, wow.
Here?
You can walk there.
Yeah, we're very close. Let's see, if folks who aren't in this could turn your mics off. We've got some live mics that are giving us added features to our interview.
Character.
Yes, characters, certainly. Yeah, I'm familiar with our boutique. They used to have open mics and no longer do, I understand. Where are you going around here for open mics now?
Well, the one that I'm kind of most affiliated with at the moment is the one at Bogey's. I haven't actually been there for a while. I've been doing a lot of online open mics.
Yeah, so have I. I found
And
that with COVID, it kind of upset the rhythms of getting.
definitely, yeah. So I've just been getting back to actually going out to play once in a while. So just a
Uh-huh.
few things lately, but I'm hoping that'll pick up a lot in the very near future.
Yeah, there's one on Castro Street that's been around for a long time, and it's
Oh yeah, yeah,
changed.
yeah. I've been there many times. Yeah, the Red Rock.
Yeah. I went there. I was there a regular a decade ago, and now
It's a younger crowd. I used to go there and
younger.
play
Yeah,
like
that's right. It's a younger crowd. Who are these
honky
folks?
tonk music, and they would just look at me like, well, probably they just never heard it before.
They're nice folks.
Like,
They're
what are
definitely
you
changed.
saying?
So
It's good. It's good.
how autobiographical was the last song? Is that were you hearing
Um,
Berkeley?
not all of the good things, but really not too many of the bad things in that song. And
Uh-huh.
it is mostly bad things.
Hmm.
But we're really not very far away from that sleeping on the street thing. Not most of us.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Central Florida, and a lot of the areas there, people would be sleeping on the street right now, except it's too wet, and you can't find the street. And some of these things change. We have a good shake here. We'll all be sleeping on the street, I think.
Well, I'm sure if we just move them from one side of the city to the other, everything will be fine.
Yeah, just tilt it up,
Yeah,
water.
we just move them around, move them away from where all the people who complain a lot live.
Right. So how long have you been writing your own songs?
Probably. Oh yeah, how long have I been doing it? It's like over 10 years. I played guitar as a teenager and then stopped for a long time and picked it up And then I realized that I really wanted to write songs. And then I realized after that, no one would ever hear my songs if I didn't play them myself. And so I've been slowly getting to the point where I can play them in a way that I would want them to be heard. I wouldn't say I'm all the way there yet, but I'm getting there.
It is something that, in addition to writing a song, as people think of it, you also have to learn it. I found, and so it takes me as longer to learn it than it is to
You
get
have
the.
you have the words and the melody, the vocal melody, and you still have to write
Right.
Instrumental arrangement for it, basically.
Yeah, what a pain. How about that?
Yeah. So otherwise, it's really just doesn't sound like much. It sounds like
Yeah.
maybe like the first time you played it in a jam session.
Right. Yeah, and I hope you see my tongue is firmly in my cheek here when I say that. The pain that's there. Um, the other thing, it's who in the area do you think influences you? Do you have guitarists around here in the Bay Area
This
who have?
area?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've learned a lot from Mike Simpson and Don Murdoch and Dave
Uh-huh.
Allender. I mean, it's not clear that anyone knows who these people are, but um,
Oh, Allender is he should more people should know him, I think,
yeah, more people should know who he
than
is.
do.
Yeah, so yeah, those are the people who inspire me around here. And I know some kind of San Francisco folks. Oh, I'm as a songwriter, I'm very inspired by a guy named Rick Santos that had a band called Longliner for a while, and
Uh-huh.
he's one of my favorite local songwriters actually. But I mean, who's around that plays country music that I like? Red Meat. Red Meat's great. I saw them back up Wanda Jackson at the Blank Club. Oh my God. So, there's a lot of great, there's really a lot of great music around here. And I hope to hear a
Yeah.
lot more of it in the near future, in person. Oh, them slack-jawed sons of bitches. Don't forget those guys. Steve
Uh,
Laughlin. Yeah, and Russ Mattis, those guys. Yeah,
and of course, we're here, but not at Hardly Strictly right now, which is
exactly.
going
Well,
on.
some of it'll be, yeah, they didn't stream that much of it this year, I noticed. Just two stages.
They just had Bela Fleck an hour ago.
That'll be it'll be on the internet though later, so
Yes.
you don't have to watch it now. You don't have to watch it live.
Right. Hey, thanks, Andy. I'll see you around, perhaps in the area here.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Lovely hearing your stuff.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Okay, interesting stuff there. Next performer is a fellow islander, although we're not on the same island. She's on Alameda, California. M. Joy is a singer-songwriter with kind of a pop rock, alt rock flavor. And you can catch her at the Fireside Lounge in Alameda and she does online monthly streams with Koana Palooza. Did I say that right? Close.
Karn Palooza to kind of
Sorry.
keep your
You know what?
quarantine.
I introduced you a few months ago and I screwed it up then too.
Oh no, it's okay.
It's a monthly benefit online show for Bay Area Cancer Connections. So, M. Joy, take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, Karn Palooza has been, as we've been talking about earlier, this conversation around, virtual open mics, virtual performance spaces so that we can keep up that muscle as performers, but also stay as safe as possible. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and thank you all for having me. I really appreciate it. Again, my name is M. Joy. I'm going to play 2 additional songs that I haven't played here yet. First one is called As If, My New Normal. I just woke up now in another world. I wiped the gunk from my eyes, glowing with a new light from inside. Now I see new magazines. Now I see a new Hollywood. People of every size and color. Everybody knows they're beautiful. Told myself to act as if my new normal is the truth. Said I gotta act as if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. Really loving myself is what I'm gonna do. Till I believe I gotta act as if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. As if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. Couple years into this, I'm a new person now. Didn't drop any weight, but I dropped old ideas. That's like I ain't good enough. Lost all their power here. What'll I do with all this energy I used to put into fear? Said I gotta act as if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. My new normal is the truth. Said I gotta act as if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. Really loving myself is what I'm gonna do. Till I believe I gotta act as if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. As if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. The mirror's never been one of my friends, but now I see in my new normal. I punched the glass when I felt ugly, glued it back, learning to love me. I wanna be seen, living in my new normal. Stacking up my self-esteem, living in my new normal. Till I believe I'm gonna act as if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. As if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. As if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if. As if, as if, as if, as if, as if, as if.
Woo! Cool tune.
Very nice.
Great.
Nice. Bravo.
No, they turn you off, right? Afterwards. Yeah, they.
Thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate you listening. I have one more song for you here. This one is called "You're Breaking My Heart Now," and here we go. Shaking my seat at the table, not even able to speak. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Wait, can I get that check, please? Because my mind is jumbled and I can't take everything you're saying to me. And here I thought we had a ladies' night planned, but you wanna end your friendship with me. Well, I know that we changed over the years, but you're breaking my heart right now. Can we work it out once the smoke clears? No, you're breaking my heart right now. Just because it's conflict don't mean it has to end. I know since we were kids we were supposed to stay friends. With a little time we can work it out. But now you're breaking my heart, yeah, you're breaking my heart now. This could have been an email, or maybe even a text. But I brought all my stuff over here. I thought we'd stay up talking in bed. But you knew better and you had a plan to sever whatever's left of us. What did I do to break the camel's back? I can't hear you if I'm left in the dust. Well, I know that we changed over the years, but you're breaking my heart right now. Can we work it out once the smoke clears? No, you're breaking my heart right now. Just because it's conflict don't mean it has to end. I know since we were kids we were supposed to stay friends. With a little time we can work it out. But now you're breaking my heart, yeah, you're breaking my heart. My ride is 10 minutes away. I can still cancel now. Are you sure you're okay? My ride is now 5 minutes away. Are you sure you wanna wait with me? It's almost like you need it in your mind, a picture of me leaving you behind. To prove to yourself when it's hard, you'll always me lonely. Well, I know that we changed over the years, but you're breaking my heart right now. Can we work it out once the smoke clears? No, you're breaking my heart right now. Pussy doesn't slow, it don't mean it has to end. And since we were kids, we were supposed to stay friends. With a little time, we can work it out. But no, you're breaking my heart, yeah, you're breaking my heart now. You know you're breaking my heart, yeah, you're breaking my heart now. You know you're breaking my heart, yeah, you're breaking my heart now.
Very nice.
That was great.
I love the way you add percussion to your song. Very cool.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, Robert. Robert, we'll
Yeah.
interview you now.
Hi there. How are you doing, Andre?
Oh, I'm doing so well. How are you? It's good to see you.
I'm fine. Yes, I'm on the other side of the lake, as you know.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
So I like, especially in your as if, I noticed that you had the percussive and kind of staccato as if coming up, playing against the staccato part of your guitar as you were playing. So they were kind of dancing with each other as part of the song.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. My thought process around this has been, I've kind of been in and out of band members and having that circulate for, all the reasons and stuff. So I realized from an early age that, hey, at the end of the day, it comes down to me and my guitar and my song. I really want to make it interesting if it is just me. That's just been my thinking. So, I think that that's what drives that and what informs my right hand, essentially.
When you do you have a process that's in place for composing, like composing, recording part of it, playing it back, writing it down? Do you have a sequence that works for you that you do?
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now, and this is sort of newer for me, but and maybe folks would resonate with this, but I've been very lyric centric. So I just try to write a little bit every day. I don't do it perfectly, but I make headway with lyrics primarily. And then if something kind of zings, I notice that I get like a melodic idea. And I just now learned how to use GarageBand, like my first DAW. For the longest time, other friends have it's been their job, right? I never had to learn, but because of COVID and the quarantine, I've just become a lot more self-sufficient. So I dove into that, but really I just have a lot of musical ideas that live in here, and then now I'm just trying to connect with producers that are already very efficient, with what they do, so that I can translate what I hear in here and what I'm trying to evoke with my right hand, and have a more fuller production. But to answer your question, I like to start the seed of the song, just have a good story as best as possible, have good lyrics, get feedback from people, come back to the drawing board, and then, launch it.
When ideas come to you, is there a time of day that they often show up more often than others?
You know what? There have been plenty of times now where it's noticeable. I'm like, okay, at night when I'm tired in the shower, when you don't want to work. So that's been interesting. So I have been that person throwing on a towel, running through the house, turning the iPhone back on so I can get a voice memo so I can sleep with ease. So that's been me for sure.
Yeah, the iPhone is a good example of a process. You get it in your head, and you got to get it down somewhere before you forget it. Yes. And the iPhone is just invaluable for that. I remember when I was a tad, listening about Jack Bruce talking, who was a Cream, and talking about how he did it, and he had a recorder with him all the time. I thought, whoa, what a great thing! this was quite a bit previous to iPhones. So,
Yes.
but yeah, grabbing that and getting it down is really something there.
Absolutely. And I've come back to my voice memos, and whole songs have sparked from me using my own resources, my own previous little nuggets.
Uh-huh.
That's been cool. That's been
Yeah, and sometimes a nugget might be a beat or a song or something like that. Or you could just do da da da, and then sometimes it's a lyric, right?
yeah,
And
totally.
and you never know, huh?
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, they're all gifts from the universe. It's up to us to catch them and save them and do something with them.
Yes. That's how it seems to me too. That it just every now and then you catch one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. It's wonderful to hear you. Hope to hear you over in the East Bay sometime.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for this. Appreciate it.
Bye now.
All right. Enjoy. Always enjoy hearing your music. Our next performer, Tom Cooney from Pennsburg, Pennsylvania. I actually had the pleasure of hearing Tom perform on a virtual open mic last night that we both performed on. Tom is not only a dynamic singer, songwriter, and guitarist, he's also a music instructor and a podcast creator. He performs original and cover music and contemporary folk, blues, and jazz styles. He can be heard live at his favorite open mics, the Philadelphia Area Songwriters Alliance, PASA, and the Philadelphia Folk Song Society. So, Tom, take it away.
Thank you. Good to see everyone. Everyone sounds great. And it was good to hear you play last night. Enjoyed your stuff. And MJ, this is the second or third time I've heard you. Just dynamic and percussive and honest lyrics. Just fantastic. Really nice. This is a song about the linen mills in Lowell, Massachusetts in the 1830s. It's called The Gilded Age. The first verse is about a working married man who works hard labor on the docks. Second verse is about a very young girl who works on the floors with how the looms are run and how the linen is made. And the third verse is kind of a surprise. The Gilded Age. I lived in the mill of this river town, 6 days from 5 to 5. Cotton in, cloth out, since I left Stowe. It ain't much of a life. I live in Belvedere, in a cold water flat. Me and Martha, soon will come James. We lost little Sarah, couldn't afford to dock, and I pay with my soul every day. But there's bread on the table and a coal in the fire. I work hard as I'm able. I never mess with desire. I keep my head down, I keep my mouth shut. The meek won't inherit today. I'm living and dying in the Gilded Age. Well, I'm a 14-hour day mill girl. I left my daddy's farm near Keene, paid $2 a day on the bobbin box, and they're cutting our pay again. You know, some of the girls we've been talking, saying who the hell has the right to treat somebody like a slave or a fool. I got their backs, they got mine. You see, I put bread on the table. I'm gonna set this world on fire. I am strong and I'm smart and I'm able. My heart and head, they are full of desire. I keep my head up, I keep my mouth proud. The meek shall inherit one day. Living and dying in the Gilded Age. Money flows from the city of spindles, swifter than the Merrimack, by the binary code of the power loom and the sweat running down our backs. But never to the families and mill girls of this acrid sepia town. Some say it's the way of this country, you work harder, someday it might trickle down. We don't believe that fable. We're setting this century on fire. There's room for all at the table. Keep our hearts and heads higher. Keep both arms open but one fist closed. We're hungry and righteous today. We're living and dying Age. Living and dying in the Gilded Age. Living and dying in the Gilded Age.
Great tune. Great lyrics. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Thank you kindly. I got inspired to write the song by visiting the National Historic Site in Lowell, when all the mills are still up there. And the big surprise about that, to me, was that in the 1830s, was that it was the very beginnings of the first union movements, the very beginnings of large numbers of young females entering the workforce, and the very beginnings of owners consolidating massive amounts of wealth while workers were starving. And it was all those three things happened in the 1830s. So it was kind of a real eye-opener for me. And it's a neat place to visit, too. This next song I wrote in 2021. This is now the fourth time I've played it. I played it last night, so it's 2 times in a row. This is a song about someone who hasn't been in love in a long, long, long time and is not sure that they are in love now. And so they're kind of wondering and kind of talking out loud with the person that they're fallen in love with. It's called Is This Love? We stroll in the sand this September afternoon, hoping to share words that just might be too soon. The world a prism as the sunlight holds your face. I can't wait another minute to see what I've come to say. Is this a love? I can't remember if it's true. Is this a love? Do you feel the same way too? If it's a love, if it's love, there's one thing left to do. Take my words, take my hand, and say I do. We stop, I take your hand, I place it on my heart. I say I'm just an old fool, but I think I've found my part. It's to cherish and honor you and make you laugh and sing. and help your dreams come true. I just need to know one thing. Is this a love? I can't remember if it's true. Is this a love? Do you feel the same way too? If it's a love, if it's love, there's one thing left to do. Take my words, take my hand, and say I do, and say I do, and say I do.
Oh, Tom,
Yes, beautiful.
this is great as last night, man. Fantastic. Very nice.
Love it.
Thank you.
All right, let me hand you over to Robert here, and we'll find out a little bit more about you.
Oh, that was lovely, Tom. That's great.
Thanks, Robert.
So you teach music at the same time as you
Not while I play, no.
not while you play. Well, I think so.
That's true. I hear you.
Whenever you hear a good guitarist and watch one, it's a lesson.
It sure is.
I have a question, and that is that when you come up with a chord sequence, it's both a chord sequence and a voicing, and the Is This Love was very tightly organized. I could hear that. Do you come up with the melody first, or the chords, or and then weave the melody into the chord progression that you have? Or I mean, I know that could change, but how about for that song? How did it go?
It's typically lyrics first, and then the lyrics come with a feel, some kind of beat. And then, because this is bossa nova particularly, the lyrics have to sound conversational and not inflated. And then you try to find the natural rise and fall, which is giving you guidance for the melody. And how that relates to the guitar, especially for the jazz things I do and the bossa nova things I do, is I try to make sure that the voicings, as you correctly picked out, are really playing off of the melody, either tightly in sync or harmonized in some way. It's very precise. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can hear that it's precise in there. I mean, it was lovely. The craft you have there is great. How long have you? Which came first, the teaching or the guitar?
I, like many people, learned from an older sibling when I was 13 and played out a little bit when I was in my teens and early 20s, and then went on to a whole career in IT. And I've been retired for 5 or 6 years, and I'm back at it pretty regularly and writing a lot, and been a featured songwriter at a number of showcases in the area. So I'm happy to be back living inside the music and thinking and feeling inside the music. It's really wonderful. So I'm just trying to enjoy it all right now. But like MJ said, make sure that you're doing the work and crafting and really following up on what you're supposed to be doing.
I find that when I work on a new song, I try to push right up to the edge of what I know, which means, half the song is dumb while I'm writing it. Hopefully it teaches me how to fix it.
I try to do
and then technically also have something about it that does it. Yeah. By the way, you're in IT in Pennsylvania. I lived just in Malvern, just south of Philly, in the 20th century for a while. I was a multimedia guy at Commodore that was down there in those days.
Yeah. I will answer your question about the teaching. I used to teach, beginner and intermediate stuff, and as I got to my full-time career, I only taught advanced students, and I taught them theory and composition and improv, people who could play 2 or 3 times better than I could, but were hitting walls because they didn't understand theory and how songs and leads were constructed, and that's kind of where I've focused my teaching.
So you taught them on guitar?
On guitar, yeah.
Uh-huh.
A lot of chalkboard work, a lot of paperwork, a lot of theory work.
That's
And then
excellent.
I'd watch their excellent skills and go, wow, that's it.
And I'm sure they could too. They could see and hear their music improve. Oh, that's lovely, Tom. Very nice hearing you on that, and I hope to. Had you been on Open Mic before, or is this your first
This
time?
is my fourth time. There was a plug in the schedule, and Dave reached out, and I was more than happy to help him. You guys are fantastic. I love how you run things here, and I love the people that come on. It's always great being here.
It is nice. I find that the folks here pay a lot of attention to making sure the sound is right,
They really
which
do.
is a small, little thing that makes all the difference, right?
A real quick shout out on October 23rd, a Sunday. I'll be playing a benefit at the Pearl S. Buck House. International Pearl S. Buck Foundation is in a tiny town called Dublin, PA, in between Philly and Lehigh Valley, and it's for a good cause. And if anybody's in the airwaves area of that area, it's the 23rd of October in the afternoon.
Excellent. Hey, thanks, Tom. I'll see you again.
Thank you.
Thank
Everyone
you very
sounds
much.
good.
Okay, so next on the list tonight, our next performer is Matthew Chambers. Matthew is in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. He's been writing songs and playing his own music and that of others for the better part of 30 years. He's a member of the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op and performs at their events. Two recent ones were the Come Out and Play Sculpture Show at Pittsboro, North Carolina, and the Durham Arts Center Fest in Durham, North Carolina. He's also been jamming with some fellows at a weekly song circle every Tuesday evening. So, Matthew?
Trying to
let's see what
stay
you
busy. Keeping busy here.
got. Yeah, that's good.
Yes. You ready for me to go ahead and start?
Yes,
All
you
right.
bet.
Well, this particular tune, I started out by saying this simple thing. You live on a rock. A rock that's been flying through space. We don't know where it came from. Don't know where it's going. The song is called No Place to Go. I've been living on this rock. No, I've been living on this. I can't believe this. Is it okay if I start again?
Absolutely.
I've been living on this rock, and since the day that I was born, all I've been trying to figure out is what sort of purpose I was for. Was it some cosmic accident that I washed up upon this shore? As I look up and down the beach, I see like me so many more. And I've got no place to go but where this old rock takes me. I'm just along for the ride. Will it make or break me? And it's a heck of a view as the universe goes by, to feel that I'm a part of it as I gaze out into the sky. fight over is so small compared to whatever lies ahead. Between those who want it all, those who can't get their daily bread. Well, this old rock, it's seen a lot, so much more than you or I. On this rock we are born, on this rock we'll die. Where do you think we're going? Where do you think we came from? Will we arrive alive? Finally learn to live as one. Because we've got no place to go. But where this old rock takes us, we're just along for the ride. Will it make or break us? And it's a heck of a view as the universe goes by. To feel we're all a part of it as we gaze out into the sky. To feel we're all a part of it as we gaze out into the sky. To feel we're all a part of it as we gaze out into the sky.
Yeah, that was great.
Hey!
Super lyrics. Nice.
Thank you. Hope you're enjoying your ride. Anyway. Let me see here. Had to switch harmonicas. You gotta do that from time to time. Make sure I put it in the right way. Put it in upside down backwards once. It sounded like a backwards mask to music. Getting psychedelic and all, you know. Anyway. Back during, well, I guess we're not quite out of it yet. Old Joe said we were, but anyway. Back in the thick of things in around 2019, 2020, 21. You know, everybody was having some really weird stuff going on, especially in relationships that I thought I knew, and sometimes I found out that I really didn't know. And that's kind of what this song goes towards. It's called Truth in the Light of Day. I wish I could talk you down from the ledge that you are on. You ain't leaving many choices. I don't know how you got so far down that rabbit hole. Maybe listening to too many voices. I can't follow you down that road. I've got my reasons. I just need for you to hear what I say without thinking that there's some kind of treason. To hear truth in the light of day. To hear truth in the light of day. As the voices echo off the walls and seep into your brain till you can't tell your own voice from the others. Is it your will or theirs guiding what you do and say? I gotta know because it's costing me my brother. I can't follow you down that road. I got my reasons. I just need for you to hear what I say without thinking that there's some kind of treason. To hear truth in the light of day. To hear truth in the light of day. To hear truth in the light of day. All right. Thank you. Shake that.
Cool song. Okay, let me pass you over to Robert.
All right, now for the grilling.
You bet.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, Matthew. Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Nice to hear your music
Meet you.
too. One thing that I think about it with something like your music is when you write it, it's very much, I believe, an expression that comes out, and it's really difficult. At least when I do it, it's really difficult to keep it authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many songs that I try that don't make it out in front of anyone else because it comes out and I go, oh, I'm playing a role here, but that's not what I'm trying to do. But it seems to me from your songs that these are authentic and that you've got that connection. Is that something that you go through and
a lot of rewrites
on your stuff?
That and a lot of rewrites.
Yeah, right.
You know, there's a personal connection to pretty much most of the songs that I write.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a couple of fictional songs, you know, that I wish I had families like that. but in these two particular songs, they were kind of reactions to how I was feeling at the time, you know,
Uh-huh.
and they've stood, you know, they didn't just come and go. You know, sometimes a song will come and just go in the wind and you don't ever see or hear it again or think about it. But these are some that stick, you know, and then you know, people enjoy hearing them. I get you know, pretty good response at the places I play when I play them.
How about the relationship between having something come out right the first time you do it and others that you go back maybe a week or even 2 weeks afterwards or something like that and try to keep it on the same level and
Yes. You know, I mean, you it's like working at a painting or a sculpture or something.
Mhm.
You work until you hit a place where you need to step back and look at it. You know,
Yeah.
and then after you look at it and think about it, and anguish and procrastination, all kind of thing happens, and then all of a sudden you think, oh well, I'll try this. It's
Uh-huh.
like that. Sometimes the songs that I write will come very quickly, and almost like I just gotta write it down as it comes to me. You know, that's the rare ones, but I do have a few like that. But you know, some of them I got to work harder at, and the ones that are personally inspired, I think, are probably the easiest ones to write. You know,
Uh-huh.
I've
I
tried
kind
to.
of write for you.
Yeah, you know, I've participated in some songwriting things like Songtown and Murph Publishing and stuff, and you know, and sometimes I've tried to deliberately write, you know, such and such a song, you know, that would hit such and such a vein, and it's just, you know, it
Uh-huh.
just doesn't fly very well, you know, to unless it's real genuine, you know, as you were
So
saying.
it's a it's a whole different thing, isn't it? I mean, you call them both songwriting, but if you're just trying to come up with a song a day, it's different from reacting to something that kind of presents itself to you from inside.
Right. Yeah. And that's so true. That's so true. But yeah, there's some good folks on here tonight. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
However you get there, that's true. You mentioned painting. Do you do other art media other
Oh
than?
yes,
than-
I do some painting here.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if this thing will work. If I swing it around here and show you some of the stuff on my wall up there. Those are some of my paintings there,
Oh, lovely.
mainly
What
abstract.
media?
On that
What
side,
media
those
is
are
that?
all acrylic,
Uh-huh.
except for a couple of them down on the wall. That the still life of a bottle was something I did way back in high school. That's in oils. And then I've got some things up on the wall back here. This is my studio that we're in. Those are both oils.
Oh, lovely.
Over the years, yeah. And I might as well go ahead and pan you over this way too.
Oh, yeah, 360, absolutely.
Pretty good variety of things up there. Some watercolors. The ducks are in pastel. The guitar is a watercolor, and some other things over there too. So yeah. I was an art teacher for 30 years, visual arts.
All right.
Yeah, and now, and I wrote songs all along, and I was involved in music making and stuff. Had in and out of a couple of different little bands and things. Never made anything out, but it just keeps you busy, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know,
Yeah.
I work in various media also, and I find that one thing you get is metaphors as you move between media.
Oh yeah.
Like when you say, looking at the painting, I've used in lyrics often the painters step back. And when you step back and you see,
Yeah.
and your brain's
That's-
going and your eyes are going, but your hand may not be going at that moment.
And that's a nice lyrical vehicle there too,
Yeah,
to move somebody through something,
Yeah.
in such a way, Yeah,
absolutely.
you could do it lyrically. It's cool, Yeah, the songwriting's great, I'll probably never amount to anything financial from it, but I sure like doing it.
Yeah, well, keep it up. That's lovely. And it's great to meet you. I enjoyed your music
Well,
and
I
paintings.
I appreciate you all. Daphne, you, Robert, Dave, and Rich. Thank you all for putting this thing together and helping to carry it through. This was my fourth time on, so
Okay.
thank you.
Well, we'll see you again.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we're looking forward to the 5th. Okay. Next on the show is Jerome Rubin, singer, songwriter, currently in Forest Knolls, California. But as I was doing a little checking on him, he's lived all over the world. He enjoys playing at the Wu Wei Tea Temple in Fairfax and Kate's Cafe at the San Geronimo Community Center. And he has a number of videos that you can watch. I've seen a bunch of them on his YouTube channel, Jerome Rubin Music. So Jerome, let's hear what you got.
All right. It's a pleasure to be here. Matthew, I could borrow your hat. I had to look twice because I thought I was up playing for a minute there. So, you have a beard and a harmonica and a hat and glasses. It's been hard loving you. Oh, you made me cry. Seen through illusions, blew my disguise. It's been hard loving you. It's been hard loving me. Now your hard love is setting me free. In days gone by, when life seemed so complete, reached in my soul, pulled me from the deep with a breath so wide and a heart so true. It's been hard, so hard loving you. I used to have easy love, so simple and so kind. Brought me to the end of the day, to the end of the line. That easy love was leading me blind, leading me blind. I was lost out on that empty highway, I didn't know it. My mind and eyes were tightly closed, as was the door. When you gently took my hand, ooh, my heart did follow. As you led me from that distant shore. It's been hard loving you. Oh, you know me so well. You brought me to heaven, I put you through hell. It's been hard loving you. It's been hard loving me. Now your hard love is setting me free. I used to have easy love, so simple and so kind. Brought me to the end of the day, you brought me into the night. And while that easy love was leading me blind, your hard love was taking me, shaking and breaking me. Your hard love seemed so pre-designed. Yes, your hard love is taking me, shaking and waking me. Your hard love was so hard to find.
Woo!
Beautiful song. Beautiful song.
There's been obviously a lot of major disasters going on lately. Uh-oh. Sorry. So, I know I have friends online listening from Florida, from actually friend who was on Sanibel Island, and some people in Orlando, and actually some people in Puerto Rico. Everybody's been hit with Fiona, or was it Ian? Ian. And in Maria there was over 3,000 people who died in Puerto Rico. And they're still trying to recover from that, and then Fiona came in. This song I wrote during the fire, one of the fires out here in California. And I think it applies to any catastrophic situation. Let me get this on. The sky is smoky and it's getting real hard to breathe. My throat and eyes are burning from the fire and these dead dry leaves. I have to pack some things and go into the red moonlight. Everybody's going over the hill tonight. The emptiness seems to linger in my heart. This fire all around just tears me apart. Now I have to go where the grass is green, where the air is clean. Everybody's going over the hill tonight. With all I have to do, all I have to say. There's no time to waste, there's no way I can stay. And when I return, there may be nothing here to find. Everything's gone when you leave everything behind. With all I have to lose, there's nothing much to say. There's no time to waste, there's no way I can stay. And when I return, there may be nothing left to find. Everything's gone when you leave everything behind. The sky is smoky and it's getting real hard to breathe. My throat and eyes are burning from the fire in these dead dry leaves. Now I have to pack some things and go into the red moonlight. Everybody's going over the hill tonight. Gotta go, it's a mandatory evacuation. I've gotta go, I have no reservations. While my life is turning upside down, I have to leave this familiar ground. Everybody's going over the hill tonight. Gotta go, it's a mandatory evacuation. I've gotta go, I have no destination. While my life is burning up, burning down, I have to leave my home and town. Everybody's going over the hill tonight. 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 Everybody's going over the hill tonight.
Woo!
Wow. Wow, what a song. What a
Powerful.
powerful song.
Nice, really nice.
Very nice.
Wow.
All right, let me pass you over to Robert where you can learn a little bit more about you.
What?
I'm passing you over to Robert for the interview.
Okay.
That was lovely. The Jerome, I love the fact that you had two very powerful lines in there. That everything's gone when you leave everything behind, and everyone's gone over the hill tonight. Those are both. Either one of them could sustain their own song, and having them both in there just makes that hit home. That's lovely. On that. When you're introduced, they said you were traveling a lot. Do you try writing songs when you travel?
If they come, I don't. No, I don't. If there's something, if there's something that inspires me or I feel connected to, sometimes it comes. You know? And then I work on it. Yeah.
Do you travel with an instrument or not?
I've always traveled with instruments. I haven't been traveling, well, not quite lately in the last year, but
Yes, sure.
yeah, I always travel with a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I found the travel guitars, like the Taylor travel guitar, the Mini, work really nicely. Before we had the smaller guitars, it was more difficult to get on a plane and go somewhere and
Right.
defend the seat next to you for the instrument.
Right. Well, I do have one of those Martin backpackers, which
Right.
I had for like 12, 13 years. I got it once when I was going somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, that was back before the Taylor. I think that was.
It was
the
definitely
first
before
one.
the Taylor. I think they did the first one as far as I know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's
At
hard
that
to
time,
play.
I got a mandolin so that I could take that in the on the planes before I could get a travel guitar.
Right.
That, but do you find things when you travel to bring back? You say sometimes you do.
You mean songs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I think I get a lot of musical influences. What you were hearing were two particular ballads, but I have things with Latin rhythms, and I lived in Paris for quite a while, and I think I was definitely influenced by that being there, whether it was some of the gypsy jazz or Latin feels or just the French just the French way. It just grows, you know. I hear all kinds. I must have still hear over 2,000 CDs, and at this point, I just stick my hand in and put something on, and it's really very world music and everything. So I think as we listen, we absorb, and it just comes through.
Yeah, it gives you a broader palette or a deeper palette somehow. Even
Absolutely.
if you don't do something in the style of each time, you still it may be just a chord change, or it may be a particular harmonic or something that you remember and can bring through sometimes.
Well, I just started playing harmonica a couple months ago, so I was very concerned about playing it because I mess it up half the time in practice. So. But,
Well, sure.
But I know where it goes. But I know where it goes in the song. Let's put it that way.
Right. It's kind of like a car. You know where it goes, but you got to drive it. Do a little bit of driving.
And you got to stay in your lanes. Yeah.
So you do open mics down. It's Southern California that you're in.
No, I'm actually in Marin County.
Oh, you're in Marin. Okay.
Right
so
now
you're
I am. Yes, I did a lot in North Hollywood at Kulak's. The videos online are all from Kulak's. Wonderful place, Kulak's Woodshed. Are you familiar with it?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
It's a wonderful, it's a non-profit open mic, and they have a band there. And when you hear me singing the songs online in the videos, you know, it's an open mic, and you have a choice of, solo or doing it with the band or bringing people in. But the band, it's just a very fast rehearsal, like about 5 minutes. These are all studio musicians volunteering their time.
Uh-huh.
And you can get a video out of it, and it's a broadcast studio, so they have like 5 or 6 cameras, and the sound is really, really great. So it's a great place.
Oh, that's great.
Great community. There's a lot of LA songwriters and people, both professional and amateurs, going there to work out their tunes and get support. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
All right.
Well, I loved hearing your songs, and look forward to more. Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you.
And take care.
Thank you for doing this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, I'm just talking a little bit about those videos, Jerome. They look
You were the
professional.
best.
They look really great. All right. So our next performer is John Stano from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's an award-winning singer-songwriter and performer of Americana blues, folk, and contemporary acoustic music. He enjoys playing at a virtual open mic. He attends, it's called Ham Bones. It's out of Pennsylvania. And he has a number of shows coming up, live shows coming up, including the South Milwaukee Downtown Market and the Farm Folk Alliance Regional Midwest Conference. Say that fast 5 times. All right, John, take it away.
All right. This song started out as a song about insomnia, but took a left turn from there. This is called Trouble. I couldn't sleep last night or the night before. I couldn't sleep last night or the night before. Trouble rapping at my window, scratch, 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 scratching at my door. Well, if you never had no trouble, think you're lucky star. Well, if you never had no trouble, thank your lucky star. One day you're living in your mansion, next day you're sleeping in your car. Well, if you never had no trouble, you never understand. Oh, if you never had no trouble, you never understand. Feel like you're walking on water, turns out you're walking in quicksand. Some people wouldn't know the truth if it punched them in the face. Some people wouldn't know the truth, punch them in the face. Lying all the time, ain't it a total disgrace? I woke up this morning, trouble all up and down my street. I woke up this morning, trouble up and down my street. We're getting squeezed in the middle, man. You know we're sinking deep. You know that trouble is a hornet's nest. Kick it and you better run. You know that trouble is a hornet's nest. Kick it and you better run. You know that trouble is a hornet's nest, boy. Kick it and you're gonna get stung. I couldn't sleep last night or the night before. I couldn't sleep last night or the night before. Trouble rapping at my window, scratching at my door. Trouble rapping at my window, scratching at my door.
Nice slide work.
All right, well, thank you. Many years ago, during the Great Depression, my father rode the trains out west trying to find work. Many years later, my friend Pete and I rode the trains out west trying to avoid work. I don't know if he was very successful. We were for a while. There's a song about that trip. It always puts me back there, called Rollin'. Feel the freight train rolling across the land. Feel the freight train rolling across the land. Oh, you know that we're rolling. Oh, you know that we're rolling. Oh, you know that we're rolling. Oh, rolling. Next to those train tracks, they got some forgotten land, where the weeds and the wanderers take their stand. Oh, you know that we're rolling. You know that we're rolling. You know we're rolling. Oh, rolling. And those cows look like black and white specks of paper glued to that North Dakota plain. Black and white specks of paper 5 miles out from the train. You know we're rolling. Oh, you know that we're rolling. Oh, rolling. Your loudmouth friend, he sits in the sun by the boxcar door. He ain't spoke for several hours or more. He just sits there smiling and rolling. Oh, we're rolling. No, we're rolling. Oh, rolling. old freight yard is poking through the fireweed, with row on row of empty boxcars strung on silver rails like rusty beads were rolling. Oh, we're rolling. No, we're rolling. Ah, rolling. I whip out this old guitar, you know I'll bang out a tune. Sing a verse for this train, I'll sing a verse for the moon. You know we're rolling, you know we're rolling, you know we're rolling. Ah, rolling.
Cool tune. Excellent. All right. That's great, John. Let me pass you over now to Robert, find out a little bit more about you.
That's great. I could hear that all night. That's great. Harmonicas can sound like trains, and right from the beginning of that song, I was getting steam from the train up top and movement and things going by, and then later, obviously, even more the tracks themselves and such as and the whistle. That's lovely.
Thank you.
One thing that one thing that's nice is on the harmonica on that. I mean, you've got a lot going on. It's not busy at all. You've got lots of silences in your pieces, so it's not just a block of sound, which is nice. You can fall into it and hear it and see it in certain ways. And the fact that your harmonica, mostly you're playing single note melodies on that, and that worked well both with the slide, because that can get muddy, when people do both harmonica and slide on that.
Right.
Yours was very nicely isolated, and so you had things moving in all of them. It's like looking inside a clock. It was lovely.
Well, thank you. I spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I bet.
Over the years.
So how long have you been playing?
Since I was a kid, guitar first, but it wasn't too long after that I picked up the harp. But I started studying guitar off the public television show. Had I think it might have been Peggy Seeger. I don't know who it was, but you sent away for the books, and then once a week the show came on, and you were supposed to have practiced, and I learned some cool old folk song and a little bit of pattern picking and strumming, and that's kind of where I got started.
Well, that gives me all the more respect for the shows that the PBS training. Peggy Seeger is a nice teacher to have.
I think it was Peggy Seeger. I'm not 100% on that.
What other musicians influenced your playing and composing on that?
Well, I guess I was very much informed by FM radio in the 70s, where it was a big mix of everything.
Progressive
and,
radio, right?
some from, rock to blues. And Mississippi John Hurt was one guy they played, and I just had to try to figure out how to get that alternating.
Right. Yeah, I heard that in your thumb.
How to get some of that stuff. And then, of course, John Prine, one of my big heroes. But yeah, the old blues guys, and then the singer-songwriters too. Yeah.
They kind of brought it together. Do you play with other folks much? I mean, you've got everything there, but do you play with others?
Occasionally, yeah. I've got a buddy who joins me on mandolin sometime. I have another buddy who joins me on dobro, but I do a lot of solo work, Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you would, because you've got all the things that work together. And if you have with someone else, either they've got to have an instrument that's quite different from yours sonically, so it doesn't, step on each other's feet. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And so where are you playing around right now?
I've got a show locally at the South Milwaukee Downtown Market on Thursday. I'm the last guy there, last guy standing for that one. And next Tuesday, the 11th, I'm doing another virtual show with music my mother would not like. It's a guy out of North Carolina, Bruce Swan, and it's going to be a blues night, and I'm going to be sharing the stage with Donna Harula and Mandy Mary Lane, and we each get 25 minutes. And,
oh, wonderful.
musicmymotherwouldnotlike.com, 9 p.m. Central. You could look them up, and it's really a nice show.
I bet your mother would like your music, though.
My mother did like my music.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Loved it. Again, I could listen to that all night. That's lovely. And see you again.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, well, we are now at the end of our list here, and our last performer is a favorite singer-songwriter, and while he needs no introduction, it's a real pleasure to introduce Cowboy Rex out of Phoenix, Arizona. Lifelong Arizona resident and a prolific songwriter and musician. Now, you can catch Cowboy on a number of virtual open mics, but his main gig is the Arizona Live Music Cooperative, a weekly open mic venue in Phoenix, and he hosts that, I believe, along with Glenn Gardner. On Mondays, it's live streamed on the AZLMC Facebook page. So, Cowboy, take us home.
Okay. Wow, what a night! What a bunch of great musicians. I love you guys that just knocked it out of the park. Every one of you guys, terrific. Now you have to put up with me. Okay, so these are two of my songs that they kind of blend together because they're both road songs and they're both about they're about the destination, really. So this first one is, I'll just play it. One thing I know that I cannot deny, I never got to where the road meets the sky, only from a distance where lonely wheels whine and feel the heat of the road. Only from a distance where lonely wheels whine and feel the heat of the road. One thing that seems to be true for me still, nothing so sure as the force of a will that that brings great expectation until it feels the heat of the road. I feel the heat of the road. I cannot tell where this road will end. I can't see what's coming up around the bend. Haven't got a road map, I'm driving blind. All I know is I don't want to be left behind. One thing I know that will always be true, I'll always be in this deep love with you. It is eternal and forever new. In the heat of the road, I feel the heat of the road. I cannot tell where this road will end. I can't see what's coming up around the bend. Dark road at night and I can't read the signs. All I know is I don't want to be left behind. One thing I know that I cannot deny, I never got to where the road meets the sky. Only from a distance where lonely wheels whine and feel the heat of the road. Only from a distance where lonely wheels whine and feel the heat of the road. I feel the heat of the road.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, you guys are nice. Okay, so here's the companion piece.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? Harry Wolf.
What's that?
He plays at Kate's Cafe sometimes.
I'm sorry, I can't understand what he's saying. I'll just go. So this is the companion piece to that one, and if you could imagine an old farmhouse and a kind of a crispy fall evening, and a train that's sounding its chimes off in the distance. Thank you very much, Mr. Stano. I'm on a dusty road to a rundown farm, the rough old building that's seen its better days. There's a light through the haze. Off in the twilight a freight train calls across the frosty fields to sing its song. Now I sing along. I'm singing, oh lonesome whistle, don't blow sad. Oh lonesome girl, I've missed you so bad. This lonesome highway's been so long. One lonesome boy has come back home. Freedom sings an elusive song. Leave home to hear it again, and when you do, it's changed its tune. I thought I heard it in the freight train call, but I was wrong. I wrote it on my own, on the road going home. And it goes, oh, lonesome whistle, don't blow sad. Oh, lonesome girl, I've missed you so bad, so bad. This lonesome highway's been so long. One lonesome boy has come back home. And on a dusty road from a rundown farm, that rough old building that's seen its better days, she runs through the haze, because the way I walk and the way I smile, the song I'm singing helps her to recognize it's love in my eyes. I'm singing, oh, lonesome whistle, don't blow sad. Hello, lonesome girl, I've missed you so bad, so bad. This lonesome highway's been so long. One lonesome boy has come back home. One lonesome boy has come back home.
Very nice.
So nice.
Very nice. Oh boy,
Just
perfect.
playing along.
All right, cowboy. I'm gonna get you over to Robert here. Let's find out what you've been doing lately.
That was great. I think we were on one of these open mics in the past, and I remember
Oh yeah.
you're playing standing out that previous engagement. That's great. You know, one thing that struck me was you're being described as you're in Phoenix now, but you had grown up there. You'd been there for a long time.
Yeah, my grandparents moved to Arizona in the 20s,
All right. Yeah.
the 1920s.
Yeah. Oh, that 20s.
Yeah, that 20s.
Yeah,
The roaring 20s.
It's like an octave before this 20.
They came out here in a Model T, and my father was 1 year old from Pennsylvania.
Wow. That was hot at that time.
Oh yeah.
I think there are fewer air conditioners than Phoenix supports at the moment. One thing that strikes me, and it relates to your being in a particular place, is that sometimes when people write songs, they'll write songs about what they feel, and I'm feeling good, I'm feeling blue, I'm whatever. There's another type of writing that you can still get to abstract ideas or things like that, but you do them through images. And I think if people write from a place, they can pick up those images and not have to use the abstract words. And the images kind of give you the feeling, and it may be lonesome, but it's a lonesome roadside or it's a Lonesome Grove. You've got a story, and the concept is embedded in that very concrete imagery. And that's something that you can get if you live in a place and you see those images. And if you've been in a place like you have for a long time, you collect them all, and the images are as harmonic as the harmonic structure that you're playing in the music, because they're all coming from a similar place or a local place. Do you find that you go to Phoenix spots that you derive images and ideas from?
Actually, yeah. I love trains, for one thing. And when I was a little kid, I wound up on a train with my mother, and we used to go down to the train station. They have an old-timey train station in Phoenix downtown. And it smelled so great. It smelled like creosote and diesel, and there's something about trains that it's really exciting and cool. And so yeah, that has probably something to do with it, but mostly the way I write, I don't even know what I do. I can't describe it. I'll get a tune and the words start coming in. Pretty soon I have a song, and a lot of times it's full of images. Like those two have lots of images in them, and it helps you to kind of see it helps me to kind of see what's going on. So
yeah, sometimes when I write, I'll actually start at a place and a memory of a place, and as I write, I'll keep going back to review that place to get other images from it, and that brings something up that keeps it authentic, but also meaningful to me, because that's I'm dredging from the real history.
If it's not meaningful to you, you're not going to sing it again.
Yeah, you got to start there. But
I have such a strong, powerful image in my mind of that gal running up the dusty road to that guy, and they come together, and and it's the coolest thing to make a terrible blunder like that and then have everything turn out okay.
Yeah, and of course the road has to be dusty. It's an image. It's not just a thing.
Oh no,
it's not just a road.
It's a dirt road. Yeah.
A very specific one. Yeah, that's great. So how long have you been writing songs?
Oh, I started playing the guitar when I was 14, and I started writing songs right away. And I have a whole batch of really horrible songs in a file somewhere that I intend to burn in the backyard one of these days. But
right,
they started getting better when I got into my early 20s, and I kind of got the idea that I wasn't supposed to write them. I was just supposed to be the caretaker of them. They're supposed to come to me. And that's kind of like Bob Dylan was quoted as saying, the songs are out there. They have a life of their own. And if you're paying attention, you can grab one and write it down. But if you're not paying attention, it'll go on to the next guy, because it wants to have a life. So, I try to keep my ear open.
Well, that's great. I think you've caught a bunch of them. This has been a lovely evening, because everyone on here has been impressive, and I've absolutely loved this. This is and so many people also talked about starting playing when they were 11 or 12. I think in this group, almost anyone who talked about it brought that up. I think that's an important thing too. Hey, thank you, Cowboy. I look forward to
thank you.
hearing you
again. I
again.
appreciate you guys for doing this. It's really wonderful.
All right. Well, here we are at the end of another great Open Mic America show. I'd like to thank each of the performers right now: Brian Eyre, Andy Karn, M. Joy, Tom Cooney, Matthew Chambers, Jerome Rubin, John Stano, and Cowboy Rex. So remember to check our website, openmicamerica.com, for links to the music of all OMA performers, and find archives of all of our shows. Thanks to Daphna Ramil, our show engineer tonight, for keeping things running smoothly. Robert Edgar, tonight's interviewer, and our founder, Capo Dave Williams, who's working tirelessly behind the scenes to make this all possible. And I'd like to thank the audience on YouTube who watched us tonight. So if you like this show, please spread the word and don't keep it a secret. You can even download and print your own posters from our website and hang them somewhere where folks can see them. You can also get a T-shirt. You can't see my T-shirt too well, but there it is. You can get a T-shirt through the openmicamerica.com website. And please check your local and virtual open mics. Check them out. We have them listed where the performance play under the local open mics tab on our website. Our next show is going to be October 9th. I hope to see you there, and stay tuned for our next full lineup. So at this time, I'd like to make sure everybody's muted here, and everybody wave goodbye. There we go. Good night, America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.